Hey everybody, it's Jonathan. We're seeing massive unusual options activity in Nautilus. I just bought the 17.5 strikes in October for $1.50. The exact price, $1.50. I bought 10. I'm risking $1,500 for 37 days. Here's exactly how I found the trade. Unusual options activity, Nautilus. So here's the brand new unusual options activity tool. It's right now just in beta testing. Pablo's been working on this for about 8 months. Let me show you how I found Nautilus. If I go here to overvalued, let's just look this year. Code A. Now these codes are going to be all our proprietary scans. Because this is in beta, we're just using codes right now. This will be displayed in a much more digestible way going forward. But if I just look at code A this year, we have 30 results out of 16,532. Whenever I'm doing scans, I'm trying to get that subset down. I don't want to look through 1,600 names, but now I can look through 30. The great thing about the new Masters in Trading Unusual Options Activity tool, it's not a traditional scanner where you're just scanning for different unusual options activity and trying to interpret them. The tool is finding all that unusual options activity and then just putting it in front of the user. So today, NLS, ADMA, had unusual options activity September 3rd. Today is September 9th. Now, we have to see how much confidence we can have in these, because if we just look this month, the only two that we've had this month are NLS and ADMA. And that's 2 results out of 16,500. But to gain confidence in these different searches and parameters, if I go back to this year, what I like to do is I want to look at some of the other calls and see how they performed. Because what this is telling us is, hey, there's unusual option activity on these given strikes. You probably should be paying a little bit more attention to these. So let's search around and let's look at how these other calls or trades influence the market. Okay, let's start here. RST. Rosetta Stone, RST, August 24th. August 24th is going to put us right over here. Really nothing to get from that. It looked like they got bought out. So that's RST. Let's go to the next, ADMA, which is going to be right here. ADMA and ADMA, July 30th. Right here. July 30th actually right here. Stock's trading at 3.5. Now it's trading at 223. Definitely some vol, but let's keep on going. XRT. XRT, July 30th. July 30th. Hey, you got some movement. I'm not sure how much vol really increased though. What about GNW? Genworth. GNW, July 28th. Now we're talking. July 28th, stock at 2, ended up getting up to 355, almost doubling. Okay, interesting. IMMR. IMMR, July 21st. Goes back here. Very interesting here. Heck of a jump. 6 all the way up to 11. These people definitely got in kind of on the ground floor. What about the next one? SOGO. Now we're talking 2 SOGO trades, July 8th and July 9th. July 8th and July 9th. They were done before it looked like SOGO got bought out. It doubled. So that's unusual options activity, right? This is Somebody knows more than we know. So SOGO, that's huge. What about the next one? VBIV. VBIV, 2 trades, June 10th and June 11th. That would take us all the way back here. And again, 2.5 trades up to 7. That person definitely knew more than we did, right? How's that for some unusual optioned activity? We'll go through a couple of more, but definitely gaining my confidence in these because remember, even if half of them are good and half of them are not, we are looking for big returns. Right here, this is $2 all the way up to $6.90. That's a monster return. So let's go over 3 more. WRTZ, Wrap Technologies, unusual options activity, June 1st. Right here, definitely a lot of volatility after that. That's another good trade. Let's look at TripAdvisor, April 28th. Right here as well. And I bet you that volatility rose. Now again, we want to use unusual options activity. Hopefully it can give us a sense of direction, but at the very least, it gives us a position on volatility. And that volatility is most likely going higher when we find these on these scans. And finally, VSTM. Wow. See, this is crazy, right? Because you see VSTM, wow, coincidentally, it happened to be at the high on April 23rd. The next day, April 24th, it didn't really do anything. But then after the weekend, this was a Thursday, this was a Friday, after the weekend, the stock gets cut in half. So again, obviously unusual options activity there. So going through these guys, it doesn't happen very often, but when they do show up on this list, it's something that we should pay attention to. And now NLS, if I put it in there, it showed up twice recently. September 2nd, September 3rd. If we look at today's activity, we can still see just a ton of options activity. I'm actually going to go in here to buy more. I'll go $1.55 bid this time. Let's do 10 more. Confirm, send. So trying to buy 20. Trade makes a lot of sense to me. It's definitely in play, which means there's a lot of activity greater than its normal activity. If I also pull up a chart, what I also like about it right now, especially when you're buying options, is that there's just a ton of vol in there. We go back to the beginning of the year, Nautilus was trading $1 or $2. It was actually almost bankrupt. Right now, Nautilus has about a $437 million market cap. So when you see competitors, call it Peloton. Peloton is a significant competitor right now. Peloton's walking around with a $25 billion market cap. So Nautilus, maybe it's getting dragged up. Maybe it's going to be a potential company that someone can acquire. It's still less than $1 billion. Sure makes a lot of sense to me. So I'm in. I'm buying it. Again, this new unusual options activity tool, it's not available yet. Still in beta testing, but so far so good. My name is Jonathan Rose. I'm the owner of Masters in Trading.